Okay, I'm back to answer questions. Yay! Alright, first question is, how did you feel about body image / life in general after graduating high school? Well, after I graduated from high school, I went through some interesting shit with my family. I think it was at a point in my life where I really needed to get out of my house, forge my own identity, become my own person, and having to graduate high school and have this opportunity of college kind of dangled in front of me for that whole summer was pretty difficult. It made me feel trapped and isolated and alone and scared, and that sort of gap time between when I started university and when I was out of high school was a hard couple of months. As far as body image goes, I was still in that stage of really, hating being fat, hating fatness in general, hating my body. At that point, I had gotten a treadmill for one of my birthdays, and I had walked off about maybe 30, 40 pounds without counting calories or really weighing myself religiously, but just walking every day for an hour. And I was still at that point where I was like, binge on food, purge on exercise, treat my body badly, oscillate wildly between healthy behavior and just complete absurdity. And there was a lot of hatred for myself in that period of my life. But I think it was less about my body and more about not having a place and a space and an identity. Because I found that as soon as I got to college, I dropped a lot of weight. And it was just out of eating normally and acting normally and exercising normally. And I think as soon as I get into emotional turmoil, I start freaking out and hating my body and treating it badly. So I was finally in a space where I felt comfortable and happy and like I had my own life. So my body hatred kind of diminished for a while. And, it's been up and down since then, but I've gotten to a pretty good point, and I think it's really about having my own life and having my own space, and that's so important. I can claim my health and my life and my body for myself, and having something that I'm proud of and that I'm happy with is a bonus, And this kind of leads into the second question I'm going to answer, which is, a few days ago you mentioned eating intuitively. What exactly is this, and how has it worked out for you? So, eating intuitively for me is eating when I'm hungry and stopping when I'm full, or maybe even stopping before I'm full, stopping when I'm satisfied. And to me, that's a huge deal because I've always been the type of person that eats everything on our plate, no matter what, Binge eating disorder that's a huge part of it. You see food in front of you and you literally cannot stop. You can't stop thinking about it. You can't stop obsessing about it. And that's been a huge definitive part of my life, even as I've lost weight. I found that for a while I would control my portion sizes, put 300 calories of XYZ on my plate, but I would always eat every bite of it, even if I was full. I would eat it because I was allowed to eat it, because it was within my calorie goals. And I found that separating myself from that behavior, making a reasonable portion size and saying, if you want to eat all of this, you can because it's reasonable. If you don't want to eat all of it, and if you're full, stop. And I've been doing a lot better with that. It's made me feel much better about my body. I'm not obsessive about food. I don't binge all the time. I don't sit in front of my sink and eat a jar of peanut butter because I've been depriving myself of something that I want. Eating intuitively is also about kind of listening to your body in eating the things that you need in that moment. I find that I eat a lot of protein because my body craves it at certain times, and that's fine. You know, if that's what my body needs, then that's what it needs. If I want a lot of fruit one day, fine. If I want a lot of meat one day, fine. If I want grains one day, fine. A lot of the times what my body craves is healthy and, you know, it's good for me. And I think listening, just listening to my body, just listening, you know, ear to the stomach, kind of like, what do you want? What makes sense? What is natural? What isn't this emotional reaction to food? What's nourishing? And what's going to make you legitimately happy, not obsessively crazy happy, manic happy. So yeah, it's worked out well. It's not perfect. I'm not perfect with food, and I never will be. I think I love it too much to be trim and skinny, and that's fine. You know, that's fine. And the last question in this series is, would you please sing a song with your beautiful voice? And dear Anon, I am sure, A, you are mocking me, and B, that you do not want to hear me sing, so I will not be doing that. I'm sorry. Maybe if you suggested a song that you wanted to hear, maybe I could do that. But I don't think I'm going to pull anything out of my ass right now, so that's all you get. Okay, guys. If you want me to answer any more questions, let me know. Otherwise,